Hi everyone, and welcome to my Revel channel. Over the course of the last couple of months, I have covered a variety of topics, and for this video I was originally going to talk about Victoria's Secret and what happened to them, because they have definitely closed over 200 stores in the year 2020, and visually they are still around, but the brand has been a shell of itself. Many of us are complaining about Victoria's Secret losing its pizzazz, the luxury feel when it comes to the store's aesthetic, clothing, and the discontinuing of their angels, and them basically just losing the feel that we all knew and loved them for. Victoria's Secret has tried to recover for some years now, and after doing my research, pulling information from multiple sources, and coming across a 3-part Hulu documentary, I had to halt my original synopsis. I carefully watched, digested, and deciphered the information provided and combined it with what I previously found. So now it's safe to say that there was more than just, the common excuse of the pandemic and what was just said in the year like 2016 or 2017 that makes myself and many others feel like the brand has lost its way. And while many of us may feel that way, it made me wonder if it's actually safe to say that Victoria's Secret was actually lost from the very start. Normally when I cover a brand, I like to touch on 1 or 2 things that are controversial, and then I focus on basically a lot of the accomplishments, fun facts, the contributions to their success, and just how they can come back from their downfalls. There was a lot that came out about Victoria's Secret, so logically I had to change the video's direction from a what happened to type of video to simply the history of Victoria's Secret. This video will break down the rise and the hold that Victoria's Secret once had on the culture to the discussions of their shortcomings. Currently, Victoria's Secret, or Victoria's Secret Pink, has 73.1 million or 7.8 million followers on Instagram, 10.4 million on Twitter, and 29 million on Facebook. Before their lavish style, jutting fashion shows, which would eventually cement them in pop culture, Victoria's Secret was a small lingerie store created by Roy Raymond in 1977, with a strong emphasis on what a man would want to see, because shopping for lingerie was definitely difficult at that time. And he wanted it to be something that was simple, or as I can say, so simple that a man could walk in there and do the shopping for his wife or significant other himself. The original 6 stores and catalogs were modeled after the Victorian era, a time that represents elegance, class, respectability, and a time of prosperity in numbers when you're talking about the community. The brand originally did well, with sales reaching $4 million, but by the early 80s, Victoria's Secret was on the brink of bankruptcy, and Raymond took on the offers from Les Wexner, a low/middle-class man turned billionaire and prominent owner in department stores that dominated the mall scenes at that time. Business Insider stated that Wexner bought Victoria's Secret for about $1 million in 1982, with plans to take the brand from the male-dominant perspective to the focus on what a woman wants. If you want to learn more about Wexner and his other business dealings and so forth, check out Victoria's Secret's Angels and Demons documentary on Hulu, as I will only be pulling specific information from different sites in the documentary that pertains to Victoria's Secret, and we logically don't have the time to sit here and cover everything. So Wexner's track record in great performing stores and his strategies in changing the shopping experience made him a great candidate to run Victoria's Secret, with the emphasis on making sure he runs everything super smoothly. Wexner remodeled the brand by taking what he learned and used in his other department stores. He wanted to create a movie and the ability to tell a story. Victoria's Secret originally kept the Victorian era concept, catalogs, and scoped out the popular lingerie brands overseas, modeling it after La Perla, a less expensive version of it. Kind of like there's Yeezys, and then Adidas try to create their replicas. We can attribute much of the brand's success to simply coming out at the right place at the right time. The designs and the layout of the stores and the models that were chosen, hand-picked between the 80s and the 1990s. This was apparent because malls were the new crave within the 1980s, and this time period represents the era where there was a new middle class despite the economic failures, which were not a problem because Victoria's Secret, just like the other L brands under Wexner umbrella, used strategies to compete against this. Americans wanted luxury, and now that Wexner was modeling a brand after luxury but more affordable, the middle class was either buying the luxury brands or buying the affordable brands that gave that luxury feel. If you've taken a business course, you'll know that they teach us that the way you set up a store can determine if the consumer will want to shop with you or not. Wexner made sure to have the layout, the clothing chosen, the colors used, the signs, the imagery. It all painted a picture of who the brand is and what it's supposed to be about, and helps consumers determine if they want to be a part of that feel or not. Victoria's Secret actually executed that concept really well. In the documentary, different employees stated that they were taught to be kind, but basically assertive in helping the consumer navigate not just the items, but navigate them throughout the store. Their goal was to basically get you into the fitting rooms, try on the items, and then throw more styles your way so that you'll leave spending way more than what you came in for. And for a long time, that definitely worked. By the 90s, Victoria's Secret was stepping into a new era and was on the verge of creating a system that would catapult them to their peak. They owned over 350 stores and made about $2 billion. Wexner brought in Ed Razek, who helped create their infamous 1995 fashion show, which was the first of their time, as well as he helped assist in hand-picking models such as Beverly Peele, Natane Addock, Stephanie Seymour, Veronica Webb, and many others, with many of their other models following a specific look. I just had to point that out. It was also said that the Plaza Hotel shows weren't for buyers, but nevertheless, it was a success. The Hulu documentary alleged that by 1997, men were heavily encouraged to attend the fashion shows, and ironically, the brand began to change its image at that time, going from that Victorian era to putting an emphasis on sexy and introducing who we know as the Victoria's Secret Angels, which include Tyra Banks, Helena Christine, Daniela Pestova, Karen Mulder, and Stephanie Seymour. The Angels were brand ambassadors and were included in many of the infamous Angel underwear commercials. To push the brand to an even broader audience, Victoria's Secret decided to air their 1999 ad at the Super Bowl, which included their angels in a more seductive ad than before. Over time, the brand would be known for its over-the-top ads and fashion shows, and this can contribute to the reception for them at that time. While the brand continued to rise, create a new imagery for sexiness, which was actually on the rise, we have to ask the question, it was sexy for who? Daily Mail posted an article in 2001 and stated how an astonishing 90% says their body causes them to feel down. Despite the rise in body discomfort, Victoria's Secret continued to see much success throughout the years 2000 to 2005, with both of their net incomes and gross profits rising each year. This allowed the brand to branch out towards a new demographic for teens and tween girls in about the year 2002 with their new edition Pink by Victoria's Secret. Pink, just like the adult Victoria's Secret stores, followed the similar layouts and strategies put out before. Many young girls, including myself, wanted the matching sets as well as their 5 for 27 deals. The promos for Pink was driven by the fear of FOMO. That's former employees' words, not mine, but the fear of missing out was definitely put in place for both of those brands, with Pink and Victoria's Secret becoming more than just a shopping space. It became a lifestyle of some sort, with both brands branching into perfumes, lotions, accessories, and Pink actually introduced their pink sweat, athleisure wear, but by the late 2000s, Victoria's Secret as a whole was at its peak. Their net income continued to soar, but by 2016, there was a major shift in the culture. New brands and revamps were on the horizon. Inclusivity was at the forefront, and the Me Too movement was making its waves. I don't want the video to get too long, so I will cover the controversies and the problems with the brand in part 2 for the history of Victoria's Secret. Let me know what information you found helpful about the brand. Did you know Victoria's Secret was originally started by Roy Raymond and it was really from a male's perspective? Or did you fully understand the store's strategies to compete with sales? I can say I definitely understood it, and that's mainly because in college they teach you a lot of that in your business courses. I also did not know about the Super Bowl commercials, and I mean, how would I really know? By the time that commercial dropped and then they finally, do their online fashion show at that time and it breaks the internet, I think I was like 2 or 3 at that time. So I definitely did not know that and I wouldn't remember that. But let me know if you guys remember it, and I will see you all for part 2.